Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Anna. If you're new, if not, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning into today's video.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust.
In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about my reflection on my first year at the University of Florida and just how my experience was as a transferring sororities, transferring during COVID, just kind of like all that. I'm filming this on Monday, May 10th, and I finished, I want to say about like 2-3 weeks ago, my semester. I'm done with finals and officially done with my first year here at UF. So I just wanted to make a video kind of recapping on my thoughts and feelings, whether I regret coming here, whether I'm gonna transfer back to FSU, whether I'm actually happy here. So if you want to see my thoughts and just any questions, stay tuned to the video and I will just be getting into it. So my first question that I would get a lot is whether or not I'm actually going to be transferring back to to FSU, and the answer is no. I will not be transferring back to FSU. I will be staying here at UF for the remainder of my undergraduate experience, possibly my graduate experience into my master's. It's kind of up in the air right now, but for sure my undergraduate experience or the rest of my time, I will be spending it here at UF. I have absolutely fallen in love with the school more than I already was, and I kind of was but wasn't expecting that. I was very nervous that I would end up hating UF because sometimes when you love something or you want something or you hype something up in your mind so much, which is what I did for an entire year when I was at FSU, you end up just absolutely hating it and it doesn't kind of like live up to your expectations, which I forgot to mention. I did attend Florida State University in Tallahassee my freshman year, my fall and spring semester, and then I ended up transferring to UF my fall of my sophomore year, so this fall 2020. But yeah, so I will not be transferring back. I have absolutely fallen in love with it here. Yes, I'm extremely happy at UF. I have already made some amazing friendships that I know are gonna last me a lifetime, and they're for sure gonna carry out my experience, the remaining of my experience here at UF. So yeah, I just am very happy at UF, like I have said a bunch of times. I do not regret my decision at all with transferring. If anything, being at UF for this year has solidified my decision of transferring and has reassured me that I made the right decision. I truly couldn't imagine myself at any other college, and it's kind of a really nice feeling to say because I just wasn't happy at all really at FSU. So now being able to go to a school that I feel that way about and that I'm like super happy about being there, is definitely a nice feeling, and like just like obviously wanting to come home and missing home. But like at FSU, my spring semester before COVID hit and everything, I was coming home. If it wasn't every single weekend, it was every other weekend, and I didn't have a car, so I would have to take the red coach bus, which is like these big red buses, kind of just like a Greyhound, and it would drive like all the way across or down the state of Florida, and I would take it all the way up from Tallahassee down to West Palm, which ended up being like an 9-hour drive because it would stop in like Gainesville and Orlando, so it was a lot of traveling. But honestly, I didn't mind it because I just didn't want to be there. So actually being at a school where I enjoy being is really nice and definitely a positive experience. The one part that I do regret is transferring during COVID, but I kind of had no control over that. It definitely, I feel, made it a little bit harder to meet people and also just to explore the campus. I didn't really get to like see UF's campus like as a student and like go into the classrooms until this past semester in the spring. In the fall, I had no classes in person. I was completely online, and I would just do my classes out of my apartment, which I technically probably could have just stayed at home, but because I was transferring sororities and doing recruitment, and I just didn't want to be home, quite honestly. I didn't mind it, but it did get really, really boring at times, and then there were moments where I questioned it, whether this was even the school for me, but then I remembered like I'd be going through the same thing in Tallahassee, so it didn't really matter. Like no matter what university I would have transferred to, I would have been online. And then in spring I had 2 of my classes in person, which was really nice. The teachers are amazing at UF, not saying that they aren't at FSU, but there's just like a difference in the professors. They, like, especially in my field, like in my major, I feel like they really know what they're talking about. They're some of like the experts, and have, if not, like worked with experts, and they've been in the field for so long, and you can tell that they truly love and are passionate about their job, and they want to share that knowledge with young professionals going into the field. They really care for your academic success, and they also care for your success outside of the classroom. I had a bunch of internship opportunities that would be like emailed to me for my specific major throughout the year, which was really, really awesome. So yeah, I would definitely say the education level is definitely higher. That's why I believe it's number 6 now. I'll put it somewhere on the screen if I have it wrong. But last time, I think this past year in 2020, UF was ranked at number 6 for public universities in the United States, which you can definitely tell. I was definitely challenged a lot more inside the classroom and just like in my classes, which I kind of was expecting going into it. I now have learned what ways of studying work for me, and just like what I need to do to be successful and what I need to get done when. And it also was a huge learning curve, not only transferring to UF and getting used to like their level of like academia or education, but also getting used to when you're online, like it's kind of like your own schedule, because my online classes this year, or this semester and last semester, they weren't like at a set time, like on Zoom. It was kind of like the teacher would upload a lecture and you kind of had to watch it on your own time, which can be a positive and a negative. It can be a positive if you're really good at time management and like just get all your shit done. But it could also be a negative if you just let it pile up and then you wait till the day of the exam, or like 2-3 days before the exam, and then you have all these lectures to watch, which definitely happened to me on more than one occasion, which will definitely not be happening to me next semester. So that was definitely a big aspect. Also, the social aspect was very different. Obviously, a big part of college is like going out and stuff, especially in a college town like Tallahassee, like Gainesville. It's not really a city, so there's not much to do other than that, and then if you like drive anywhere else. So that was definitely a different experience, not being able to like go out and meet people outside of like the classroom. Also, I didn't really get to meet people inside the classroom until this past semester, so that was definitely different as well. I think something that most definitely helped me, obviously, was joining a sorority or being a part of my sorority, because I didn't re-rush, which is a question that I would get often, if you transfer sororities, if you have to re-rush. No, you don't. I think that would be the same for all sororities, but I'm not 100% sure. I can make a dedicated video to that, so if you would like that, let me know down below, or give this video a like right now, a big thumbs up, if you would like me to make a video on my experience, like particularly like sorority, like transferring sororities. I'm gonna make a bunch of sorority content and recruitment content coming up, so stay tuned. But that was a little sidetrack. But no, I think being in a sorority definitely helped me out. At first it was very intimidating, as it would be just being a new member when you're coming in. Meeting 260 plus women all at once is very overwhelming. And then in your pledge class or member class, there's like 80 girls or so, and then they drop, girls drop, so it kind of like changes throughout the years. But for the most part, there was like, I think 80 girls in my pledge class, or member class. That's how many girls are my age, and so, or like my grade level. So I definitely was able to make a lot of new friendships, which was really nice. I definitely was forced to go out of my shell. A big thing when you transfer, whether it's in a sorority or just like friends in general, if people are asking you to go out, say yes. Like, don't turn down any opportunity, even if like it doesn't sound like something you want to do, or it's just a little not up your alley, you're just not feeling it. You kind of just have to like say yes, even if you're not, because that's kind of the main way you're gonna make friends. For me, it was really intimidating, and it was a really like, I guess, scary thought, like not being able to make friends, and I struggled with it a lot. I thought that I wouldn't be able to make friends because like I felt like friend groups were already formed freshman year, and like there was kind of no place for me. But I definitely did find a friend group that made room for me and would invite me, and would constantly just invite me to go out with them and to eat with them, and just meet up with them, even if it was to study or tan or anything. And I definitely, that was like a really positive experience for me, obviously, and it helped a lot. And then I got really close with like my family and my sorority. My little is one of my best friends, and so is my big and my G big. So that was really nice. We all got really close and kind of made it a point to hang out a lot, especially me and my little. We're very, very close. So that was definitely a positive experience, and it kind of made like the transition easier, because UF is, and just like any university, is a very big school. So sororities makes it feel like a little bit smaller, because you're like with groups and like girls that are like-minded, or young women that are like-minded. So I definitely feel like that helped. I definitely feel like I also broke out of my shell a lot more the second semester, and I kind of made it a point to like reach out to people outside of class. For one of my classes, the entire semester we did like a group project. So that was really nice for me, because we would meet on Zoom, or we would like have to meet at a coffee shop to like get stuff done. So that was really nice, and kind of added to the fact that like I would have to like meet up with them and like make plans with them to get stuff done. And then we would just like end up hanging out. So that was really nice. But yeah, overall it was a pretty positive experience. I absolutely love the campus. I think it's beautiful. There's a lot of nice spots to study. I would personally study in the College of Journalism. They have like a little just like seating area, and I would just go there. I definitely want to check some other places out next semester. And then I would study at my sorority house a lot, which was really nice to have that there. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. So something else that I wanted to go into, I definitely already touched on, was the level of rigorous courses. I definitely feel like the level of how hard classes are definitely went up. I got all of my just like gen eds out of the way because I have my AA already, so I didn't have to take any of like the humanities courses that they have here. So I personally don't have a lot of experience on them. I kind of just did them at FSU, and they were really easy. They shouldn't be that hard. I never have to take a math or science class again, so it's kind of nice. Kind of why I picked my major. But for my major specific courses, I mean, they're definitely difficult and challenging, as they would be for any major, but I definitely feel like the professors make it easier in the terms of like they're passionate, and they feel more qualified. They definitely know how to explain the material, and whether it's like any university, but especially at UF, I know my professors like made it a point to have office hours, if not be available if we couldn't get to their office hours. You could just make an appointment, which was really, really nice. I was able to form a lot of like relationships with my professors, which is something that you should be doing whether you're a transfer or not. It's really good for recommendations letters if you need it, or just a point of contact when you graduate. It's different than from your high school teachers. Even then, like, I keep in touch with a lot of my high school teachers. But yeah, I definitely think the classes are a lot harder here. But I kind of didn't really let myself get discouraged about that or think about that a lot, because I knew that coming into this school. So, I mean, like, I kind of already expected it. So I didn't really, like, it wasn't a huge surprise to me. Like, I already knew that I was going to have to actually study and, like, work really hard to get an A. Like, it wasn't really just going to get handed to you. So that was definitely something else that I learned. Another part of it is at FSU and here, I am on Bright Futures, which is the Florida scholarship that pays for 100% of your tuition. My parents cannot afford my college education, unfortunately or fortunately. So therefore, meaning I had to bust my ass in high school to get the Bright Futures, which is you get qualified for community service, or you get qualified for it by community service hours, GPA, and community service hours, GPA, and your SAT or ACT score, which I qualified for 100%. So I do have 100% of my tuition paid for. That is not something my parents have to worry about. And that's kind of it. That's how it was at FSU. That's how it is here. So I don't pay for tuition. And they give you like $300, I believe it is, every semester for textbooks. And then whatever I can, my parents help me out with the most that they can. If not, I kind of just take out of my savings when I come home and work for the summer. I take out of that to be able to pay for textbooks if they're not able to, or if it just ends up being a lot more than what we're expecting. But that was how it was at FSU as well. So it just transferred over, luckily. I have a scholarship that I haven't touched, so I'm trying to save for my master's. So, I mean, either way, like, I would have qualified for in-state tuition, which I'm not sure how much it is for FSU or UF. I can look it up and put the number here, but I will look up how much tuition is. I have a lot of friends that are in Zeta, or just people that I met, like, outside of my, like, in my classes, like, outside of my sorority, that they are out of state. A lot of people feel like it is worth the money. I personally can't talk on that because I don't know how much it is to come in out of state. I know for me that was a deciding factor. I had gone into Penn State University and Ohio State University, and that was a really big reason as to why I didn't go, was because I simply could not afford it, and I didn't want to start going into student debt and taking out loans in my undergrad. So that's why I decided to stay in state, and my parents could not afford me going outside of the state, or in state really, but outside of the state especially. So that's why I just ended up staying inside the state of Florida. So I've heard for a lot of people it's worth it, for a lot of people it isn't. It's kind of just on you and how obsessed you are, or how in love you are with the school and how badly you want to go there. For me, I probably would have tried. If I was in state and I didn't have Bright Futures, I probably still would have came to UF and taken out loans. I again love this school and think it is worth every single penny, and you just get connected with great alumni. The alumni network is amazing. Just the professors and the education that you receive, and the campus life as a whole is just completely different and beyond exceeded my expectations of what I would have wanted out of my university, and the experience and just everything in general. So yeah, that was really, I mean, for me, it was a price that I'd be willing to pay. So yeah, so that is all the questions that I personally thought of, and that I also have received in my Instagram DMs on my experience on transferring during COVID, and just a couple subjects. Again, if you want to see a video all about transferring sororities and how that experience was, let me know down below, or just give this video a big thumbs up. If there's any questions that you have, leave them down below. I am home for the summer, and I have a part-time internship, which is really nice because it allows me to get that, but also focus on YouTube and just content creation in general, which I'm very excited about. I did come home for the summer to South Florida, so I will be here until about the second week of August, and then I will be returning to UF for sorority recruitment. And that's also going to be super exciting because I'm moving into a townhouse, so that will be a bunch of vlogs of moving in, my empty apartment tour, just setting up my room and everything. So yeah, and if you want to see more recruitment content, like I said, let me know. I can do how I did my makeup for recruitment, also just outfit ideas or what I would wear for recruitment if I were going through recruitment now. And just, yeah, if you have any more questions about UF or just sororities or just anything in general or any video ideas, let me know down below. This video was a lot of fun making and reflecting on my time here at UF. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.